Now, the next aspect that we would like to discuss is about the methodology that is used in analyzing economics or economic problems. As you know, any subject tries to formulate its theories, laws, principles, and in order to do this, it has to use some method, and therefore the method by which we get our results has also to be discussed, because it is a very important aspect. Now, when you talk about the nature and the methodology of economics, then one thing that would come out would be whether it should pass judgments or whether it should just say what is what and leave it there. And therefore, there are two types of analyzing, one which is called normative method and the other which is positive. Under the normative method, there is an attempt to not only say what is what, but also to say what it ought to be, and therefore a normative approach involves passing judgments. On the other hand, the positive method only tries to explain what is what. It does not pass judgments, and there are some economists who support the positive approach while others support the normative approach. There is a controversy whether economics should use the positive approach or the normative approach in economic analysis. But then, if we try to look at it in the true sense, how can an economist pass judgment without knowing what is what? And therefore, economics also, or many economists feel that both the positive method and the normative method should be used in the analysis of economics, because once you know what is what, then you can also pass judgment and say what it ought to be. And any science, when it is studied, should be useful in improving the welfare of human beings. And if we want to improve the welfare of human beings, we should be able to pass a judgment whether the things are going on the right track or they are off the track, so that we can put the things back onto the track. Now, the other thing that we discuss under methodology is whether the analysis should be inductive or it should be in the deductive format. So, inductive and deductive methods are again two different types of analysis. While the deductive approach tries to make generally well-known facts as the basis and applies it to the individual facts. In other words, it moves from generalities to particularities. On that basis, some laws are formed. But on the other hand, the inductive method uses a lots of data. It looks at the individual cases and then tries to generalize on that basis, and therefore the inductive method moves from particulars to generalities, whereas the deductive method moves from generalities to particulars. Here also there is a controversy which method should be used, but Marshall says that just as we need 2 feet to walk, for economic analysis also need to use both the methods, the inductive method and the deductive method. For instance, a study can be made on the basis of the inductive method and verified by the deductive method, and if you get the same result, then your analysis may be correct. But if there are contradictory results, then we can go back and try to understand why this contradictory result has emanated. In the same manner, we also discuss about micro and macro. These words have also originated from Greek words. Micro emanates from makros, which means small, and macro emanates from the word makros, which means large. So, under microeconomic approach, we deal with small units, the individual consumer, a single firm, and so on. And under macroeconomics, we deal with the whole economy or with groups. We can talk about national income, total employment, total income, and so on under macroeconomics. In the same manner, again, we would like to discuss about also whether the analysis should be static, comparative static, or dynamic in nature. Whenever we make a study at a point of time, it is known as static analysis. And when we try to compare 2 points, it is known as comparative static approach. And when we try to trace the path between 2 points, then we call it dynamic. So, dynamics involves time element, but in the real world it is very difficult to capture everything across time, and therefore usually in economics we try to use both, we try to use 2 methods, static and comparative static, whereas dynamic, they say, is so dynamic that one cannot capture, one cannot understand what it is all about. So, let us summarize what we have discussed today. We have tried to get an introduction to the subject of economics, and for this we had discussed the various difficulties that one encounters in trying to define the subject and find out its boundaries. In fact, we have found out that economics is a very broad subject and cannot be put into few words to be explained or to be defined. And then we discussed the various methods and the approaches and the nature of the subject. And we have found out that there are controversies, there are difficulties, but on the whole, the aim is to find out methods of trying to maximize the welfare of human beings, given that we have scarce resources. I would like to tell you what type of questions can be asked under this chapter. Explain what is the subject matter of economics. What is the methodology that is used in analyzing economic problems? So, you can refer to any book which deals with the principles of economics and try to answer these questions. Thank you.